one of the things I like about Mansion and the community of parents and educators here is that it is like a family. So I know when I...
It is a community that cares about the kids that are here, and that has been the bonus of everything. The academics are wonderful, the environment is wonderful, but the fact that it really is a community that cares about the whole child has really been a true blessing. So, thank you.
The thing that struck me was she was actually behind the kids. Like when I saw what those kids her age were doing, what they were doing in that preschool class, she was nowhere near that. Nowhere near, and hence my urgency. I said she needs to be here right now.
As you'll see, his Mansion is big, and I know you all are current parents, big on the plays and presentations. And that just gives every kid an opportunity to speak in front of people, to get that confidence, just work on in every aspect of their self-confidence. That being said, my kids have won awards. My youngest son actually won an award. Just like I said, he did not speak till he's 4. He won a speech contest, the Martin Luther King Day speech contest for the city. So just in so many ways, they've been blessed by the experience they had at Mansion.
The biggest thing that Mansion did instill in my children was that they can do anything. So my kids left here knowing I can do anything. Anything that can be taught, I can learn. Anything that can be done, I can do. I have worth, I'm smart, I have a voice, and I bring something important to the table.
Academics-wise, she came through school in 5th grade. If there was middle school, she would still be here. I always tell Miss D that. She went to Columbus School for Girls, and she had no problem making a transition. Academically, no problems at all. It was a very, very smooth transition. She was well prepared.
What we've seen is that the Mansion kids have made their mark wherever they go, and they distinguish themselves. We see it at CSG, we see it at Wellington, we see it at Academy, and even other schools that they decide to go to, whether it's St. Charles or any other school in the city. Remember when we were looking, we had tried some place for pre-K, we tried another place for kindergarten, and I had decided, because of the work that I do, that I saw a correlation between, even in law school, those people who had some private education tended to, on average, do better overall. And I began to see that connection. So I decided within myself that, if I could rub a couple of nickels together to do it, that I wanted to do it. And my wife says, oh, that's him, he wants to do that, whatever. I mean, I was a public school kid, and so was she, but I came to this conclusion on what I observed. And so, we tried a couple of places, and we did not have a lot of success. So Lee came as a 1st grader, and it was truly the first time that someone really paid attention to him, because he tended to be more quiet, and he would, smart kid, but he wasn't going to be out front. He was going to hang back. So kind of a kid that could get lost in the sauce. And you probably know there's smart kids that are like that, but if you don't have an intuitive teacher, if you don't have a smaller classroom where people will engage them, they will become lost.
That there are 2 pieces to having a great education that this school has. The first is great leadership. There's great leadership in this school. The second thing that this school has, and it has more than any school I've ever worked in or visited, is the commitment of parents and grandparents to the educational process. And you can't train people for that. You can't make that happen. Part of the magic here is that the parents here are devoted to this school and devoted to the process of education in a way that makes the result for students inescapable. They're compelled to be part of this place because their parents are so much.
I wouldn't trade this school for any other school because it has what my grandchildren need. And the fact that you welcome, you embrace children and their diverse talents and abilities.
So we
we were in a suburban school district, and I assumed that he would get a quality education where he was at. And I think for some kids, being in a larger environment, in a classroom of 30 kids, they can thrive. And, you know, what I know about Christian, that just wasn't an environment that was rating by, and he was average. And that's what their expectations of him were, was average. And so, you know, I feel very strongly about education. Christian has to make his own decisions in life, but this is my way of leveling the playing field for him. And so, you know, ultimately, I at least need to give him the tools to compete. So
I'm here simply and mainly because I buy the vision.